Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, all of you understand this list of questions. Okay, a list of questions arranged in a logical order. Okay, a list of questions arranged in a logical order and space provided against that to answer the questions. That set of entire questions is called questionnaire. Now, understand this. How many of you have downloaded Arogya Setu app? Vaishnavi Parmar, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
So when you downloaded the app and you opened the application, can you tell me your experience?
When I just opened that app, I got a list of information which have to means I have to answer that questions which they would ask about my health and all that.
Yes, exactly. Okay, all of you can see this screen. So these are the kind of questions you come across when you open the Setu app. They will first ask you the question about your personal details, like what is your gender. Then they will ask you your full name. Then they will ask you your age. Then they will ask you your profession. Then they will ask you countries traveled outside in last 30 days. Okay. Then they will ask you ready to volunteer in the time of need, yes or no. So this is just a glimpse of how the Arogya Setu app asks you the questions. Okay. This is questionnaire. Arogya Setu is the best practical example of questionnaire in today's life. And every 15-20 days, if you log in again they will ask you these questions to make it sure that in last 15 to 20 days you have not come across this disease of corona. A list of questions arranged in a logical order and space provided against the questions for answers for questionnaire. So this is also a method of collecting the information. Is the government collecting the information about crores of population by asking just few questions through this Arogya Setu app or not? So this is collection of data and government is collecting it directly from us for the first time. So it's a method of collecting primary data. Okay. So let us first of all see the characteristics of questionnaire. Yes, all of you note down this shortcut of remembering, that is scoring. See, how can you remember? Questionnaire means assume like it is your exam's question paper. So how should your exam's question paper be? It must be scoring. So this is how you will remember the shortcut. Okay, scoring. Now here S stands for fourth point. Questions should be simple, short and understandable. S stands for fourth point. Questions should be simple, short and understandable. Okay. S stands for fourth point. Questions should be simple, short and understandable. So question should be simple, short and understandable. Here when they say they should not be ambiguous means they should not be confusing. They should not be ambiguous means they should not be confusing. So dual meaning should be avoided. For example, if question is are you educated and the respondent cannot understand the meaning of educated, then does it mean the education up to secondary, higher secondary or graduate? This should be mentioned. So it should be simple, short and understandable. Okay. Then scoring. So C stands for calculation free. So seventh point, free from any calculations. Okay. C stands for calculation free. So if you ask anyone the questions which involves calculation, see all of you have just not appeared in 10th standards exams and you already know how is your maths. Okay, you all already know how weak you all are in mathematics. So generally if anyone asks you the questions which are based on calculations, if anyone tells you the question what would be your income if it is multiplied with 32 and divided by 47, you won't be able to answer that easily. So any questions which involves calculations should be avoided. See here what explanation they have given. For example, avoid the questions like what is average income of earning members of your family, because average means they have to make calculation. They have to add the incomes of everyone. You used to do in that mean, median and mode sigma x upon n. So average means they have to add income of every member and then divide by the number of members. So this type of questions which involve calculations should be strictly avoided. Then O. O means objective. Scoring. So O means objective. Okay, in 8th point, all of you write down O means objective. Objective means the answer should be in yes or no. Multiple alternatives should be given. But the questions whose answers do not have specific questions should be options should be avoided. For example, what is your opinion about the semester system? Opinion means it is descriptive, so you should avoid it. Okay, raise your hand. How many of you have come across when you visit the malls, etc.? This travel agencies, resort people, credit card people who buzz you in between, stop you in between, and say that you take this small piece of paper and fill it up and give it to us, and you'll get free credit card, free stay, free holidays. You know, I also came across this resort people. Mahindra resorts are there. I had come across those people where they asked me a question that what is your dream destination? Describe it. Describe it means how would you want your destination or holiday to be? Now, describing means I don't have to write an essay. I left the school 20 years ago. I don't want to write that essay again now. So, at that point of time, that idiot is telling me, you stop here and write an essay. I won't do that. Describing it that I want to go to a place where there is mountain, Wadiya, water, sea. I won't like to describe that at that point of time. So generally people avoid such questions where you have to make an opinion, you have to give a description. You should always ask which kind of questions objective. Answer is in yes or no. Multiple choice options are given, tick any one of them. Such type of questions should only be included in question. Did you understand this, everyone? Now, SCOR. R stands for first one. R stands for relevant, title. Means it should have an appropriate title so that reader gets an idea about the purpose of study. So normally a covering letter is there, title should be given. For example, if you are collecting the information about the mobile phones, then title should be given. Like for example, title should be given a new smartphone or revolutionary smartphone. What new features you are going to include. So any such kind of title should be given, relevant title, which gives you the idea about the questions going to be covered in the inquiry. R also stands for third point. That is, questions should be consistent with the purpose of inquiry. That means again, consistent means related. Consistent means related. So questions should be related with the purpose of inquiry. Okay. Strictly, if your inquiry is mobile phones, then there is no point in asking questions on cars and scooters. So questions should be related only with the purpose of inquiry. So R stands for 2 points. Then I. Information should be arranged in logical order. I stands for information in logical order. Okay, information in logical order. So logical order means just now I had put that image of Arogya Setu app. See how the questions were going in that app, Arogya Setu app. See the logical order followed. Very first they ask you your name, then they ask you your gender. Okay, then they ask you your age. Then they ask you your professions. Then they ask you countries traveled outside. Directly they did not ask you this question, countries traveled outside India. So this is called a logical order. Okay. So for example, if you are asking a question like, okay, all of you have filled up our form also. Okay, this admission form, what you have filled up, that is also kind of questionnaire. There also, did you find the information in proper logical order or not? Logical order means first the question was asked your name, then your father's or mother's name, parents' name, then your school, then the branch in which you are taking the admission, then your percentage, then your parents' occupation. This complete order is called what? Logical order. For example, listen to this carefully. For example, if you want to know whether a person is married and having how many number of children, then first question will be, are you married or not, your marital status, and in that you'll give two options, married or unmarried. Next you'll ask the question, if married, how many children do you have? Now you should not be having illogical order. First you ask the question, how many children do you have, and then next question comes, are you married? Is this the logical order? First you ask the question, how many children do you have, and then you come across the question, are you married or not? Okay, don't think the other way, without marriage also children possible, etc. But otherwise, what should be the logical order? First question should be, are you married, and then the question should be, how many children do you have? So this logical order should be strictly followed. Okay, then SCORIN. N means number of questions. N stands for second point, number of questions. Number of questions should be adequate. Okay, number of questions should be adequate means neither more nor less. I repeat, neither more nor less. If they are more, then people will not answer it. If they are less, then your purpose of inquiry will not be served. So the fewer number of questions have greater chance of getting better response from the respondent. Long questions discourage the respondent to provide accurate answers, particularly towards the end of questionnaire. Like in your exams also, what happens? Initially, you all are very enthusiastic. So if there are 10 questions in your exams, first 5-6 questions you'll answer fantastically well. Then you get tired. So what happens? Last 2-3 questions you just bluff and leave. You try to go around with the last few questions. So as you approach the end of the questionnaire, you become lethargic in answering the piece. So there is no specific rule for exact number of questions. Not like this, if the number of questions is large, then you can divide the questions or questionnaire into various parts to ensure clarity of questions. Means you can divide it into sections. Section A, section B, or group A, group B, if the number of questions are more. So N stands for number of questions. They should be adequate. Adequate means they should be neither more nor less. They should be just proper. Okay. And G stands for going personal should be avoided. G stands for going personal should be avoided. Personal questions should not be asked. So just now I gave you one example. You are asking the question whether the person is married or not, then having number of children. In such a questionnaire, even if you are trying to collect the information about mobile phones, don't ask questions like, do you have an extramarital affair? Though it may serve your purpose of inquiry, that if the person is having extramarital affair, then he will keep 2 mobile phones. One for Gharwali, one for Barwali. But then still, such personal questions should be avoided because the people will not answer it. They may throw your questionnaire, they may tear your questionnaires. You'll not get the information back. So any personal questions should not be asked in the questionnaire. Did you understand it? So the shortcut for remembering is scoring. SCORING. S stands for simple, short and understandable questions. C stands for calculation free. O stands for objective questions. R stands for 2 points. Relevant title as well as related to the purpose of inquiry. Okay. Then I stands for information should be in logical order. N stands for number of questions. They should be neither too many nor too less, adequate. And G stands for going personal should be avoided. After that, you have 2 methods of questionnaire. One is questionnaire by post and the other is questionnaire by enumerator. So first, questionnaire by post. Questionnaire by post. All of you can see in your textbook questionnaire by post advantages and disadvantages. Okay. Now, post has almost become extinct these days. Who sends post? How many of you have sent postcard or letters? What we receive by post these days is only the communications from banks, electric bill, telephone bills, etc. Otherwise, there was a time, if we talk about, say, 20, 15, 20, 30 years ago, then there was a point of time where there was no email, where there was no telephones. Forget about the mobile phones, there was an era when there were no landline mobiles or landline phones also. What was the only medium of communicating about you to other people? Post, letter. People used to write letters to each other, 2 to 3 pages letters. So a son sitting in USA, parents in India, the son used to send the letter to parents and parents used to send the letter to son. Informations, important informations were known at the other end after a week or a fortnight. कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट हो गया है तो दूसरी जगह पे 15 दिन बाद पता चलता था कि ऐसा इंपॉर्टेंट घटना यहाँ पे घटी है. So since then the name of the method given is questionnaire by post. Means the government sends questionnaire. Just 1 minute. Huh? Yeah. So at that time, the only way of communication was post. Now here questionnaire by post means in the modern era, you can replace it by WhatsApp. You can replace it by email. Like we send you a questionnaire of online registration during your admissions. So how did you send that questionnaire back to us? Through WhatsApp only. What is your name, which school you are studying, your passport size photograph, your parents' name, your contact number. That was also a questionnaire. So questionnaire in post, which was in old era, can be replaced with questionnaire by email or questionnaire by WhatsApp. Okay, social media messages. All these are the current versions of questionnaire by post. When you have to collect the information from mass, lakhs and crores of people, you cannot reach everyone. Then you resort to which method? Questionnaire by post. So let us see what are the advantages or disadvantages of questionnaire by post. Advantages. Now, how will you remember this advantages? Shortcut, write down love, but spelling of love, L-A-V. Okay, and me, love me, D-I-D. So a sister's love to you, love me, D. This is how you can remember. As I said earlier, people used to tell their emotions by post. So how can you communicate to your brothers and sisters your emotions, love emotions by post? Love me, D. This is how you can remember. L, very first point, L stands for large amount of information with less expense. Large amount of information with less expense. Okay. Then A stands for areas which are difficult to reach. Their post is available. Even the most remote villages in the country have postal department. Okay, even the most distant villages in the country have postal department. So areas which are difficult to reach personally or by telephone, you can send the information by post. And V stands for when the field of investigation is very vast. So vast field of investigation. Okay. Then MIDI. So M stands for because you send the information by questionnaire, there are chances of misunderstanding the information. So M means misunderstanding. So in this last point, you can underline misinterpretation of questions, M. I stands for first point, illiterate. Illiterate people cannot read the questionnaire, so questionnaire by post will not serve the purpose if you send it to illiterate people. D, you can underline the third point, delay in getting the information. They may or may not send you the questionnaire on time, so there is delay in getting the information. And I, you can mark the second point, incomplete or blank questionnaire. There are chances of getting incomplete or blank questionnaire. Okay. Divya, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
You have made some shortcut, right?
Yes, sir.
Please, can you share it with everyone?
Yes, sir. For advantages, I have made real.
Okay, advantages you have made real.
Yes,
Just
sir.
1 minute. REAL. R stands for
R stand for respondent cooperation is satisfactory.
so you are talking about point number.
Point number 2, maybe. Yes, sir.
Okay, large amount of information with less expense.
Yes, sir.
Okay, R stands for that. Then E.
Educated persons by educated person.
Okay, so that stands for which point number?
Point number 3.
3. Okay, then A stands for
A stand for a legal compulsion. Government can obtain the information by a legal compulsion.
okay, a legal compulsion. AL. That's what you said.
Yes, sir. And L, the method is useful to get information by large area.
Okay, okay, right. And disadvantages?
Born, BORN.
BORN. Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
how do you remember that?
By first
Sorry, your voice was audible. Can you repeat again? B stands for Khushali. Am I audible? Khushali, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
hello, sir.
Yeah, Divya, can you please repeat again? B stands for
B stand for blank or not properly filled.
blank or incomplete questionnaires. Then O stands
Yes, sir.
for
Orally but not writing. The information is given orally but not in writing.
so that is which point number?
Point number 3.
Then R stands for
R stand for received is worked is correct or not.
okay. That stands for which point?
Fourth point.
Okay. N stands for
N stand for non-cooperative.
first point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Keep it up, Divya. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
So all of you can make your own short forms and try to remember them. The benefit is if you make your own short forms, you'll remember it for more long because you have put efforts in making it on your own. Okay. Otherwise, if you have not made, then I'm always there. So you can remember this. Love me thee. L stands for less expense, large information. A stands for areas difficult to reach can be reached by questionnaire by post. And V stands for vast field of investigation can be covered. And disadvantages meaty. So M stands for misinterpretation of questions. I stands for illiterate people, or it's useless. Then D stands for delay may be there in getting the questionnaire back, and I stands for incomplete or blank question. Okay. Now, questionnaire by enumerator. Now, what happens in this method of questionnaire by enumerator? In this method, enumerator is a person who collects the information, investigator. So enumerator visits the respondent with a list of questions. He only asks the questions and collects the information. Okay, enumerator himself asks the question and collects the information from everyone. So how can you remember this shortcut, understand it? Because enumerator will go with the questionnaire, the things will become clear. Okay, because enumerator himself will go with the questions and ask questions to everyone, so things will become clear, right? So clear means C stands for complete, correct information can be obtained. Complete and correct information can be obtained. L stands for third point. Loss of questionnaire or incomplete answers will not arise. Like we had a disadvantage in post method, incomplete answers or delay in questionnaire may be there. Here, loss of questionnaire will never take place because enumerator himself goes and collects the information. E stands for explanations. Proper explanations can be given to the respondents. So they can give the information if they are non-cooperative or even illiterate. Okay, because you give the explanation, even illiterate people, you can collect the information, which was a disadvantage earlier. And AR stands for accurate and reliable. This is how you remember: accurate and reliable. AR stands for accurate and reliable. So the information, because enumerator is collecting on his own, it is accurate and reliable. Okay, so CLEAR. Enumerator will go to collect the information, so advantage, the things will be clear. C, complete information and correct information can be obtained. L, loss of questionnaire will never take place. E, explanation can be given to illiterate and non-cooperative respondents. And AR, inaccurate and reliable information can be obtained. Okay, anyone who has made a shortcut here? Okay, no worries. मैं हूं ना, I'm there, right? Next, disadvantages. Now, disadvantages you remember this way: the enumerator has to travel place to place to collect the information. And in India, out of 12 months, 10 months are hot, summer. Majority of the months is summer season. So he will get exhausted, tired, and so he will get wet because of the perspiration and he will sit in AC. So disadvantages, you remember: wet AC. Okay, the disadvantage of enumerator traveling from place to place, he will become wet and he will require to sit in air conditions. So wet AC. Okay. Now, how will you remember this wet AC? Be attentive. Here W stands for point number 4. Okay, W stands for point number 4. Wide area. Disadvantage: wide area cannot be covered because so many enumerators will be required to collect the information from wide area. So wide area cannot be covered, cost and time increases in enumerator method. Then wet E. E stands for first point. E stands for first point. Expert enumerators in sufficient number are generally not available because enumerator should be trained, he should be having a good personality. So expert enumerators in good numbers are not available. Then T stands for point number 3. T stands for point number 3. It is task to train the untrained enumerators is very difficult. Training of untrained enumerators is a very difficult task. Okay. Then AC. So that stands for second point. C stands for second point. Total cost increases. Kushali, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I was discussing point number, just a minute. Huh? C, cost increases. Okay, cost increases in this method. Then A stands for fifth point. Okay, A stands for fifth point. You have to adjust with the convenient time of respondents. Every time you go, you have to adjust with the convenient time of respondents. So you cannot ring the bell of the door any moment of the day. Many times it will happen that if you go in afternoon 2 o'clock and ring the bell, you may get abusive language coming across from front also. So basically you have to adjust with the convenient time of respondents. So how will you remember the shortcut WET AC? W stands for wide area cannot be reached, cost and time increases. E stands for expert enumerators in sufficient number are not available. T stands for training the untrained enumerators is a difficult task. A stands for adjust with the convenient time of respondents, and C stands for cost increases. Bye everyone.
Bye,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
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 Bye, sir.
Bye,
Bye.
sir.
Sir.